All right, let's do this. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Oh, man, we are here, folks. We are here. This is WrestleMania week and everything else that's wrapped up in a tight little pro wrestling ball that you love it, you hate it, you're eh. There's so many things going on this week. I'm more excited just for the whole week in general, honestly, because I'm going to be watching so many things. But tonight we're not going to do like a complete WrestleMania predictions. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it just to the WWE Raw card, and we'll talk about Raw a little bit. Not going to review every nitpick little thing, but like I said, I'm going to keep the WrestleMania predictions just to the Raw based matches, and then after SmackDown tomorrow night, I'll do the same thing with SmackDown. And then as far as what predictions I'm going to do the rest of the week, well, I am going to be watching the Lucha Underground versus Impact Wrestling special on Twitch on, I believe it's Friday, which, like I said in one of my past videos, for the first time in several years, I'm not going to be watching the Hall of Fame live. I'm going to be watching it later that night or whenever. And I may give my thoughts on it. I mean, I'm happy about the Hall of Fame induction, but I'm not like jumping up and down about it. I'm a lot more excited about other in-ring things going on surrounding WrestleMania or WrestleMania itself. And then House of Hardcore, I'm going to be watching on Saturday, and that's supposed to be an hour after NXT. So NXT and then House of Hardcore. So I may do two shows that one night. Just to give you guys a little preview of what's going on this week. There's a lot going on. And I don't know if I'm going to watch anything else. I don't know if anything else from WrestleCon is getting shown. I mean, some of it's getting shown on special websites that you have to pay your whatever monthly thing to watch. I don't know if I'm going to catch anything else. We'll see. You know, I gotta pace myself, you know. So let's crack open a cold one, shall we? And let's talk a little bit about tonight. And no, I'm not sharing with you. Hey. Agents in the chat. Rocky's in the chat. Nice to have some people here in the chat. Agent says, I still think Lemmy should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you know, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I think a lot of people were expecting that, seeing as Lemmy just passed away, I think within this last year. Or is it 2 years ago now? I don't know. But if it's up to Trips, who was close with him, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna take a wild prediction and say next year Motorhead goes in the Hall of Fame. That'd be cool. Of course, they wouldn't be able to play at the ceremony, and Lemmy would be put in post. What's the term? Posthumously. I think that's the word. I probably said it wrong, but yeah. Let's see. Well, what else we got going on here, and then we'll get into Raw. Him or Jim Johnson? It was Jim Johnson. Yeah, he made a lot of music for the WWE. Yep. So, all right, let's get into tonight's. We'll talk a little bit about Raw. We'll talk about predictions at the same time. Let's start out with how the show started tonight. It started out, I'd say it started out strong. Started out with Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey, at the sitting at the tables with Trips and stuff, and you know things are going to go south whenever they've got contract signings or whatever. You know things are going to go south. Coach, I was excited to see Coach picked for this because I dig Coach. I am really happy that Coach is back. He is not. I'll say this, folks. I've been watching his daily periscopes. Not every single one of them, but I've been watching a lot of them lately. He is not the same Coach from several years ago where he was a putz and he always got his ass kicked from The Rock. He is not that same guy. He has been on professional sports-related television for 10 years with ESPN. He's really, for lack of better words, I'll say he's really grown up since, and he's really become a well-spoken person. So to see him run this, even though he really didn't do that much, it was cool to see him run this, even though it was very smart of him to run like hell at the end of the segment. That kind of cracked me up. I was like, yep, there he goes. He's running away now. Smart man before tables start getting busted. And sure enough, we got tables busted. I personally liked the segment, and I know a lot of people are cringing at a lot of people are cringing at Ronda Rousey right now. The best thing for her to do is just keep it real simple and not try too hard. You keep it simple and not try too hard, and you just talk from the heart about stuff, kind of like how I do on here. I don't go with a script or anything. I have, bullet points that I go by once in a while. Sometimes I just go on the fly and have absolutely nothing, and I just wing it. And sometimes I'm not tooting my own horn by any means. That's been some of my best stuff that I've done, even if it gets 10 views. I never know what the hell I'm going to get on here, honestly. But the weirdest stuff gets thousands of views. It's weird. But Ronda, yeah, she's going to get better with time. It all depends on the situation she's given. Right now, it's a big authority versus new kid on the block kind of deal. Kind of like an authority versus Stone Cold thing. That might be a bit of a reach, but, just to throw out an example. Agent says no sledgehammers, but it should be a good match. You wanted a sledgehammer? Yeah, that would have been kind of cool. We haven't seen one in a while. You could probably put money on that we're going to see one this Sunday. And I'm going to say something that may upset some people as far as a prediction, and I'm still really on the fence on this, folks. I know a lot of people assume Rocky, I swear to God, if you keep trolling me, I'm going to ban you. Quit trolling. I kicked you out last time for trolling. If you're just going to come back and troll me, I swear to God, I'm going to kick your ass out. I have zero tolerance for trolls. You want to talk to me about what we're talking about? That's fine. But I don't have time for stupidity. I really don't. I look at the track record on what WWE has done to people that come in that are big names. For example, Sting. Okay? Off the top of my head, that's the first thing I think of as far as big names coming in. And you could even go back to Brock Lesnar when he went back. Hey, what's up? You could go back to Brock Lesnar when he first joined the WWE several years ago. I'm not talking about pre-Goldberg era. I'm talking about his last run within the last, what was it, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was. When he came back, he was on fire, just left the UFC, came back, had that hot feud right after WrestleMania with none other than John Cena. And I think a lot of people assumed that he was going to squash Cena. Let's jump back to Sting for a second. He came in, shocked the world. Oh my God, he's finally here. He's in the WWE. Went up against Trips. Huge production. And Trips was even 10 times as big as Sting. Sting's was more stripped down, had some weird drums or something. I forget exactly what they did at Mania. Did a big DX versus NWO showdown, which helped add to it the nostalgia factor. But then what happened? What happened to Lesnar? Lesnar lost. Sting lost. And I think everybody assumes that Ronda coming into this is just going to blow past Trips and Steph. And if you look at what they've done in the past, folks, I'm really worried about this. I don't know what they're going to do here. I'm not worried about Kurt. Kurt is Kurt. Kurt's going to look decent. Yeah, he's aged a little, but he's been taking care of himself. He's cleaned up, which means his health in general has cleaned up. He's been, 4 years sober now? Give or take a little bit, I think. And I've been following that very closely because as soon as he went into rehab while he was with TNA, I was sitting here rooting for him because I take stuff like that to heart very seriously. And to see him go back home, and yeah, his whole gimmick so far in the WWE has been give and take a little bit. It's like, hey, he had a strong night as GM, and then other nights it's like, God, I don't know what the hell they're doing with him. Not even going to talk about the Jason Jordan thing. Love Jason Jordan, hate the gimmick. Agent in the chat says he had the Chinese drum thing for Sting. That's right. They had the drums on the stage and he came out. And you think Ronda will get the win. I want Ronda to win because the match was set the night that I was there at Raw in Milwaukee. That's when the match was made and the place exploded and I was so excited. It's like you knew it was going to happen, but that's the night the match was made. And I was like, oh, that's great. But then as the days and weeks went on since I've been at that Raw, I've been like, oh, I don't know. I'm really on the fence here, and I don't want to sit there and. All right, I'm gonna go against my better judgment. All right, Kurt and Ronda are not going to win. All right, Trips and Steph are going to win. And it kills me to say that because I want to see Ronda go out there and finish this whole thing. Not even going to answer that. Oh, my goodness. Yep. Here's where it goes. Hey, the more you keep doing this and, the more subs you get, the more trolls you get. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. So that's my prediction for this Sunday. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Steph and Trips, I am saying reluctantly, are going to win. Hey, and, part of me hopes I'm wrong, but that's what I'm predicting. Let's see. Let's talk about the Intercontinental Championship. First of all, I want to say congrats to Miz. I am so happy for the Miz. Being a parent myself, I know there is very few joys on this planet that match having a kid. It's granted it's been a few years since I've had my kids, and since they were born. My one is graduating high school. My other one is turning 13 this year. Man, and they just don't slow down either. My son is like this far away from being as tall as me. It's ridiculous. So congrats, Miz and Maurice, on having your kid. I think it's awesome. Daughter, Monroe Sky Bazanian. Bazanin? I always mispronounce his last name. I apologize. So yeah. And he seemed like a different person tonight. And he was talking really positive, and he was like on an emotional high and talking positive about the guys. And I was waiting for him to just be like in the middle of talking positive and then just throwing the headset down, running down to the ring and clobbering both of them with the Miztourage. That's what I was waiting for, and it didn't happen. And then he sits there holding up the Intercontinental Championship with both guys are just, beat up in the ring. And it didn't happen. I was really shocked. I was assuming that's how this was going to go. And Rollins came off with a win, which really blew me away. I did not expect him to win because a lot of people are spreading around rumors, and you shouldn't believe all those rumor folks, saying that Seth's chance of winning at WrestleMania are pretty good. But it's usually you go by the guy that stands tall at the end of everything is not the guy that's going to win at Mania. So the fact that Seth won tonight in a very long match, I might add. When Seth won, I was a little shocked. So that makes me think that I'm going to say that Balor's going to win. And I would love nothing more than to have the club come down and help him win. And have him flip the switch and get nasty and do like old school New Japan heel Balor. Because right now what he's doing, he's so like bubblegummy. It's ridiculous. He's like the male Bailey, for crying out loud, practically. Love the blue. The blue is sexy as hell. But no, he needs to just get down and dirty with the Balor Club stuff, and something needs to be shook up here. There's like between that and they need a draft like yesterday. They need to shake up the rosters. They need to bring up new guys. They just, it's that time of year, folks. They need to shake it up. And no one loves a shake up more than me, let me tell you. So yeah, I think these guys have the chance here to steal the show. There's a few we'll call them dark horse matches, I guess, whatever they call them. Few matches here that have the chance to like really burn the place down. They'll really tear it up. The Intercontinental match, and then one match that I'm going to get to a little later. That was also confirmed tonight. Also confirmed on when it's going to happen, but hey, it is what it is. My point of view, because I've seen a million of these WrestleManias now, is if you make it to the dance and you have a match, be happy where you are, be happy you're being noticed, So let's talk about the Tag Team Championship. Now, this is part of the show. Now, this go home show was not by any means perfect. Okay, I was kind of, I shouldn't say kind of. I was pretty disappointed in this show. I mean, there was either yay, I was up here with the segment, or no, I'm not digging it. It should have done a lot better. And unfortunately, there was a couple of segments in this show that they could have done a lot better. And I mean a lot. 2 seconds here. I'm checking this. Okay, don't care about that. Back to business. So, the Raw Tag Team Championships. I've finally gotten to the point where I like the bar. I dig them. And I'm excited for their match at WrestleMania. I'm excited to see who they're facing. And we get all this chaos with Braun Strowman. And I love Braun Strowman. There are few, how do I say this? There are few guys anymore that the WWE puts out as like original homemade talent that's not from a 5, 10, 15 year indie run with a crap ton of wrestling cred behind their belt. Notches on their belt, whatever you want to say. There are few guys that they make anymore that are eye-popping, earth-shattering, make the crowd go completely apeshit. There just are not many. Braun Strowman is one of those guys. And I can't think of too many others recently that they've done that with that have turned out on a level that they have. Okay. He is a legit monster. And when he screams into the TV, you feel it. It's, he's the guy that can make your kids cry and, piss themselves. He legit is that guy. He does more of a power thing as opposed to trying to scare the crap out of everything. There's a guy in NXT that they're really doing a lot of stuff with, that Lars guy. That dude is legit terrifying. He really is. I mean, he looks like one of those old school 1950s monster type wrestlers. the ones that they're so ugly only a mother could love, you know? And he's just badass. So I love Strowman, but this whole mystery thing of his tag partner, there are certain things that should have been revealed on this show tonight. Okay? This is one of them. I can see saving some surprises for Mania. Okay? This is one that should have been revealed, in my opinion. The whole segment where he came out in a button-down shirt and glasses. By the way, Braun, you're welcome for the glasses. Just kidding. I think a lot of people were expecting Big Show. News had just came out within the last 24 hours that he signed a new contract. What kind of contract? I have no idea. Is he an agent? Is he wrestling? I don't know. You know, I was hoping for either, say, Mark Henry, Big Show, Cass. Big Cass is coming back soon, sooner than later. I'm assuming it's got to be another big guy. I think some people were rooting for Ellsworth. Bring him back for a Mania match. That'd be hilarious. I would legit laugh my ass off at that. So yeah, I mean, I want to know who you guys want as a tag partner. I just listed a few, you know, and you don't have to pick any of those. You could pick someone out of the blue. Who do you want to see Braun bring in as a tag partner? I'm on the fence. I'm gonna go with either Show or Cass. That's, you know, if they're not in the pre-show, I would say it would be those guys. Agent, you say Lars Sullivan? That'd be badass. I would love to see that. If you're picking him for a tag partner, if you're watching live with me, I'm assuming, I would love to see that. Two monsters together, that'd be incredible. It'd be a great way to bring Lars on as it'd be, I don't know. I don't know if it's too safe of a way to bring him onto the main roster. I don't know. But I'm assuming if they're going to wait till Mania, they're going to pick a bigger name than Lars. I think Lars is going to make a big name for himself the night before at the NXT show, honestly, in that 6-man ladder match. And if you haven't watched NXT, and I'm just as guilty of this because I just did a little catching up myself. I have not watched a lot lately, but I've been keeping up with the storylines at least. I know who's doing what. This 6-man tag this 6-man ladder match at the NXT show on Saturday is so stacked, it's ridiculous. Lars is a part of it. Agent says, yeah, I'm picking him or Elias to form the Symphony of Destruction. You got to be careful with copyrights there. I'm surprised they actually did that. They did that the night that I was there in Milwaukee. By the way, that was the best part of that Raw. The Symphony of Destruction. Those two went at it. I actually want to see Elias do something else. There's a lot of rumors going around, and I was going to save this for tomorrow night. But seeing as Elias is on Raw, I suppose it's more appropriate for tonight. I think, Elias keeps talking about, and he said it tonight again, I'm going to put on this big show at Mania. I think The Rock is going to join him at Mania. It's a great way. Trust me, I would love to see The Rock wrestle at Mania, but as big of a star that he is now, with the contracts that he has and the insurance that he would have to put out for himself from the studios would have to put on him. It's all technical, and I don't even know half of it. Studios would not allow him to wrestle because he's under these huge, massive money movie deals now. Okay. But I would have, there were, and I don't normally talk about other channels or bash other channels. And this isn't necessarily bashing another channel. And I watch some of his stuff, not all of his stuff, but I watch some of his stuff. Tony the Pizza Guy, he's got a dude that's on his channel, not Tony himself. Tony's good. I'm good with Tony. I like him. Probably doesn't know who I am, but whatever. The kid he had on doing the Slam show predicted 2 or 3 months ago that The Rock was confirmed and guaranteed for WrestleMania. And after that video came out, I was like, oh, okay. I start searching all over the internet, trying to figure out if this is legit or not. Confirmed from anyone, Meltzer, anyone, nobody. Meltzer, Mike Johnson, Brian Alvarez, nobody is talking about The Rock. It's all just little rumblings. So I wait a week, nothing. Another week, nothing. The Milwaukee Raw happens where the match is confirmed and it's Ronda Rousey and Kurt versus Trips and Steph. No Rock. Still waiting. Thinking maybe last minute they'll throw in The Rock as a special guest referee. Nothing. So if The Rock does show up, I think he's going to do a concert with Elias. I think that would be very entertaining. The Rock is a great singer. He's not bad on the guitar. He's no Jimi Hendrix. But we know The Rock is very entertaining. And I think him doing a thing with Elias and then maybe giving him a rock bottom through the bar stool, send the crowd home happy. And it's simple as that. It's simple as that. And I've heard some other people say that too. I am not claiming to be the first, folks. I've heard a handful of other YouTubers, very well-known YouTubers. Love you, Sam Roberts. He's probably going to be at WrestleMania. Very jealous. He is one that just this week was talking about The Rock's role at WrestleMania, what it could be. He says he doesn't know. He probably knows. I don't know. And some of these, they keep really hush-hush, and they bring them in quietly in the vehicle like they did with the Hardys last year. Nobody knew. I think a lot of people were hoping, but nobody knew. Agent says since he got a hernia the last time he was booked. Yeah, The Rock was messed up. I think it was a lot worse than that. I think he busted his spleen or something. I mean, he was legit rushed to the hospital afterwards. The night he beat Cena. Yeah, the night he beat Cena. And that rock bottom 2-second match against that Harper, what's the other guy? Rowan. And that doesn't even count. Nope, sorry. With the exception of he predicted that people were making a lot of rock babies that night. Well, unless he's in the middle of an orgy, he ain't making no rock babies, but whatever. Oh, that was also the same night he blowtorched a giant rock sign. That was the biggest, most awesome yet pointless thing that he ever did at WrestleMania. Came out and torched a giant sign. It's like, oh, so does that mean The Rock is on fire? It means The Rock is on fire. So yeah, I love The Rock. Don't get me wrong. I want to see him there. I would love to see him perform on a regular basis again. He's not going to. He's too damn big. So I think if it's still a big if, but all of a sudden, waste of 20 minutes. Are you saying The Rock with Elias would be a waste of 20 minutes? I'd like to see it. I think it'd be funny. It's a safe thing for The Rock to come back, get a pop. Everyone loves The Rock, but whatever. So that's what that's my thoughts about that. Oh, okay. We were originally talking about Raw Tag Team Championship, the Bar versus Braun Strowman. Yeah, so what point? No, not the WrestleMania 32 spot. Oh, so yeah, we don't know who Braun's partner is. And if the Bar is so good. I mean, Braun Strowman is very powerful and he wreaks havoc and he kicks everybody's ass, but he's not a tag team guy. He's always been a singles guy. So I'm going to go out on a limb. No matter who his partner is, could be the greatest tag team partner of all time, which would have been, I don't know, fill in the blank. But I'm going to say that the Bar wins at WrestleMania. Okay? Bar wins. Whoever comes out with Braun will get a good pop and a welcome back, assuming it's someone who's been gone for a while, like Big Show, Cass. Hey, maybe even Samoa Joe. Who knows? But I still say the Bar's going to win because it takes more than just these hands to get the job done. In a case where Cesaro and Sheamus have become one of the best teams in the WWE. Not saying they're the best tag team out there, but as far as in the WWE, they've really from where they first got together, and I couldn't stand the concept, they've really evolved into a believable tag team. Okay, I'll say that. Just as simple as I can put it. They went from, I can't stand this feud, oh my God, they made them a tag team, this is ridiculous, to, yeah, they're legit now. Okay? Love them or hate them. They've evolved into something really good. Okay, Raw Women's Championship. Getting controversial here. I'm not saying me. I'm saying the storyline where they're taking Alexa Bliss and they're making her do the whole body shame thing. Agent says, I don't think Braun came this far to not get the belt at Mania. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. You could be right, Agent. You could be right. But yes, he has come very far, and I will give him credit for that. He's done very well, and whoever is working with him has done very well. I'll say that. Okay. The Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss defending her championship against Nia Jax. I liked the little segment tonight with Nia Jax talking about her past and, being about as real as you can get as far as someone talking to the camera about yourself / your character. And the whole, like I said, the whole body shaming thing it's you see a lot of female wrestlers, a lot of women wrestlers talk about things that they experience in the industry, okay? and deal with in whatever company they're working with, whether it be major or independent, or dealing with trolls online slash fans. So you see the realness of it on social media and how it hurts people, and then you see them use it in a storyline in the WWE. And that's what I'm talking about, the whole cringing thing. It's like, oh man, they're really going there. I mean, they're getting real with this. And Nia Jax portraying the emotion that she's portraying in this, it's almost hard to watch, because you know that there are women out there who are legit messed up from the body shaming and the abuse they get on social media. So to see this go down on TV is like, whoa, it's it's getting a little crazy, you know. And to see Alexa Bliss, okay, tonight was like the topper, the whole blubber thing. Blubbering about the blubber. And that's even uncomfortable to say, because I just, you know, there's certain lines that I'm sure some people feel you shouldn't cross in professional wrestling and storylines, whatnot. And I feel like they're really digging into that. Oh God, they're getting really nasty with this. And if Nia Jax, I mean, okay, it's no secret out there that Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss are really close in real life. We've seen any of the videos of them tagging together in house shows leading up to this, months ago, weeks ago, whatever. They're close. It's hilarious. They're like sisters. But you haven't seen it a lot lately because, you know, they're kayfabe hating each other. So to have those two working together against each other and doing this storyline is, it's like, wow. I mean, they're really, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. They're doing it well. Nia Jax is coming off great doing this. And I mean, as far as portraying really real, really real emotion, okay? Real heartfelt character reactions. And Alexa Bliss is just, oh my God, I love her. But it's becoming to the point where it's almost becoming like, you love to hate, kind of like Heyman. You love to hate him. You love him, but you hate him. You love him because you respect him, but you hate him because he's, oh God. You start spitting that stuff on the mic, and it's like, you hate him. But he does it so well, you know. It's, you know, Alexa Bliss is a long way to go before she reaches Heyman status, but she's doing it well. Okay, what she's doing, she's really, I mean, she turned from pixie dust blowing in NXT to one of the best things on Raw as far as the women goes, or just in general. You know, I mean, she really is. She makes you want to hate her. And that's one thing I always say to my wife. You know, my wife will be like, I really can't stand her. I'm like, do you hate her? And she goes, I don't use the word hate. I'm like, okay, do you really loathe Alexa Bliss? She goes, yeah. I'm like, then she did her job tonight. And she just, my wife just goes, she hates it when I'm right. But it's true. You know, it's like if you legit can't stand someone when they get on TV. I mean, there's good heat and then there's go away heat. Like, what the hell was that redhead's name? That that was the go away heat that she always got. Um, um, so yeah, I dig the feud. I'm a little shocked at how real it's getting as far as the insults are like really like whoa. But I dig it, you know. Sometimes you got to go that far to really. Eva Marie, thank you. The redhead agent, yeah, you got it, man. um, Sometimes you gotta take it over the edge to really draw into people to make people remember and to make it that good. If you can make it that good and just reach that point where it's like to the point of, oh, I can't stand this, and it becomes like really a negative thing, but they're like right up to that level. Um, and they've done that well. And Nia Jax have, just completely going ape, and it's like, yeah, we're finally getting Bliss versus Nia Jax. Because for a while, it didn't look like we were getting that, folks. It wasn't until Asuka showed up on SmackDown, or not on SmackDown. She showed up. The hell was that? Oh, she showed up towards what was that? Oh, on Fastlane to challenge Charlotte. It wasn't until that point that it was like, oh, okay, we're fine. Okay, so we're actually getting Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. Now who's gonna win it? And I want to hear your thoughts, folks, too. Let me know who you think is gonna win this one. I'm gonna go. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Nia Jax. I think she's earned it. I think she's come a long way. Is she the greatest woman wrestler on Raw? No. But you don't always have to be the greatest wrestler to come across as a believable or legit character in professional wrestling. Prime example of that, without getting too far off topic, I'm going to get some shit for this. I know this. Look at Enzo. Okay? Over the top character, loved by many, was not that good of a wrestler. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say there. As this agent says, it's been a long time coming, and I think it's going to be like Ivory versus Chyna. Yeah, wow, that's really old school. And I remember that too. That was great. Yeah, I can see you comparing. I can see the comparison there. I had to quick, flip through my Rolodex of memories there. But that was about the peak of Chyna's popularity. She, was also popular in other storylines. Of course, she was popular with DX. She was popular with Eddie. Miss you, Eddie. But yeah, as far as a single women's competitor, Ivory was about the peak, I'd say. And I'd have to go back but I remember that feud. And actually, honestly, that was about the time when I started watching WWE a lot again. Because up until that point, I was a WCW guy. Right up until the sale of the company. Actually, right before that, I started watching WWE a little bit because some of the storylines in WCW got ridiculous, but I remember that. So yeah, good memories. Ivory versus Chyna. Oh man, I don't remember what WrestleMania that was, but now I want to go watch that match. Good stuff. Good stuff. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Chyna. And I hope Ivory does say something about Chyna at the Hall of Fame. I believe she will, because I think she was a significant part of her wrestling career. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that whenever I watch it this weekend. Let's see here. Okay, now the Cruiserweight Championship. And I know a lot of people don't give a crap about this, but from a guy who's watched a lot of it lately, WrestleMania 17. Are you Googling this stuff, Agent, or are you just remembering this stuff? That was quick. Don't lie now. 205 Live has really turned around its product within the last several weeks. And I'm saying quality-wise, okay? The matches, they're not giving them these 2-minute squash matches. They're letting them they're doing fewer matches on the shows, and they're letting them go longer and really show their talents off. That's the simplest as I can put it. And it's good. It's good. It's what they should have been doing for a long time. The problem is you got the same guys. You're just a big WrestleMania fan. All right, I'll believe you. I'll never know. No, I'm kidding. Just messing. They've got a good core roster of cruiserweights. They were not featured on this go home show at all, other than hey, this is one of the matches, and you see the thing, where Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali, WrestleMania sign in the background for the Cruiserweight Championship. They should have given them at least 5 minutes on the show tonight. They didn't give them anything. They'll give them something on 205 Live, but the Cruiserweights are part of the Raw brand, and they were robbed of that tonight. And I don't care if they're on main event. Nobody watches main event. Well, I shouldn't say that. I watch about 3 main event episodes a year, and I know, and that's by accident if I find out, so-and-so faced off with so-and-so. Oh, that sounds like a good match. Hopefully it's longer than a 2-second match, and I'll go check it out. And that's very few times a year. But 205 Live has really turned around, okay? The talent is there. The matches are there. It's jaw-dropping stuff, and I'm not exaggerating. It's legit, folks. For anyone, I can tell you and I gave up on 205 Live for a while too, because there was just nothing to it anymore. The same 5 good guys against the same 5 bad guys. You can't do that for a year straight, You got to bring in new talent. You got to change it up. You got to make it fresh. And they finally, this year, with all the crap that happened then, Aries left. Neville left. Noam, what's his name? Noam Dar? I'm probably screwing that up. I think that's his name. Noam. So he's so cute. Enzo got fired. So they went through all this negativity between injuries, firing people walking out, like Neville, and you're left with a significant amount of holes on your cruiserweight show. And now they've brought in a handful of new guys that I hope they keep on there. I mean, if they put them on for a few things for NXT just to keep them floating around or whatever, that's fine. Like Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong is one of my old school favorites as far as indie guys. Love him. Met him when he was in Ring of Honor. Oh, God. What year was that? 4 years ago? 5 years ago? It was when Steen was champ. And he was like at the peak of his thing. I met Steen that night too. That was a great night. That was a lot of fun. Eddie Edwards at Ryan. That was when Rhino was in Ring of Honor 2 kicking ass. Met a couple other guys. But anyways, so I've been following Roderick Strong closely. And as far as legit talent, he is bar none, probably, I'd say, in the top 5 best wrestlers on the roster, period. Okay? And that's a matter of opinion, but if you ask a lot of people who follow him, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Is he better than being a cruiserweight? Yeah. But am I happy he's with the cruiserweights? I'll take it. You know? So yeah, if you're gonna ask me if I'm happy that he's on 205 Live, absolutely. You know, if that's his chance at being a top guy on the main roster, is being part of that roster and leading the cruiserweights, unlike Enzo, you know, some legit guys on that 205 Live / Raw cruiserweight roster. Mark Andrews, incredible talent. Can't say I know a lot about him, but from what I've seen of him when he was in TNA Impact and when he did the Cruiserweight Classic, at least I think he was in there. He was part of the UK thing a year ago, or a little over a year ago, whatever it was. That was a great place to show his talent. But then, you know, they've what they've been doing with the UK Championship has been very sporadic. You know, they're using the UK guys a little more, and it looks like they're going to use them a lot this WrestleMania weekend on Access. We probably won't see much of it, but whatever. It is what it is. Agent says they should have put them back on SmackDown where they started. Yeah. That would have been, that would have made sense. You know, show a few on SmackDown and then 205 Live after it or whatever, you know, keep them all the same night. But hey, you know, some of them get shown on Monday nights and some of them get shown on Tuesday nights on 205 Live. So get a little double exposure. That ain't horrible. So do I want these guys to have their match on the main show? Yeah. But like I said, if you get to the dance and you get a match, hey, then you treat that match like you're headlining. And if it's the first match of the night and everyone comes out after you, then you knock it out of the flipping park, just like Neville and Aries did last year, and you say, follow that. And I know that's exactly what Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali are going to do. The big difference between last year and this year is it's getting a different amount of attention. There's a different feel to it. They're kind of in a rebuilding stage. You know, they brought in a bunch of new guys. I don't know if they're sticking around. I hope they do. You know, like Buddy Murphy. God, haven't seen Buddy Murphy in forever. He hit 205 Live. It was awesome. He was having great matches. Win or lose, tremendous guy. I mean, he's really something. And like I said, Andrews, Roderick Strong. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. But there was a few new guys they brought in, and it really made everything feel fresh again, in my opinion. They, oh, you're a horrible agent. They had to make room for Kid Rock, of course. Well, don't you know that when Taker shows up, he's gonna introduce Taker and sing him in or rap him in. I'm probably one of 5 people on the planet that want to see that, but I would love him to rap American Badass, just like Limp Bizkit did like umpteenth years ago, and have Taker ride his Harley down to the ring. I would love that, but whatever. So yeah, I think Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali are going to absolutely rip it up. It's going to be one of the best matches of the evening, even if it is first. And I'm okay with that because these guys have fought so hard for this for over a year to get in that main cruiserweight top tier bracket of their bunch, and they made it. It's not the same without Josie. Yes, we love Josie. He was good. We miss him. And so who's going to win Alexander versus Ali? I gotta say, Mustafa Ali has been cutting some interesting promos. Go look up on the YouTube channel or WWE.com. And I know they put them on there, probably on all over social media. But the videos are cool. And I wish Cedric Alexander was doing the same. But what Mustafa Ali is doing is really, it feels natural. It really does. What he's, spitting, his promos he's cutting. Legit really good. So and I was one of the ones that when Cedric Alexander was getting in towards the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic, I was the same one sitting on my couch chanting along with the crowd, sign him, or whatever they were chanting. And Mustafa Ali ended up being, well, he wasn't even part of it, and someone got injured, so he got thrown into it or something. It went something like that. I have to go back, but he just said something like that in an interview recently. And so, yeah, he wasn't really even supposed to be part of it, but the kid is so good. Mustafa Ali. I'm really torn between the two, but I'm going to say, because it really isn't a heel or a baby face. They're both just going to go out there and just tear it up. So I'm going to say Mustafa Ali wins. Plus, he's from Chicago, a Midwest guy. So I'll throw in a vote for that too. Now let's see here. I'll talk about what ended the show, and then I'll talk about one last thing that still is not guaranteed for Mania, even though we know it is. But I think it was a fail on the show. Let's talk about let's talk about what ended the show. I felt the show ended strong. I'll say that. Not my favorite thing that I'm looking forward to. Sky Cop, yeah. Reigns versus Lesnar. When this whole thing started, and Lesnar wasn't showing up, and Lesnar wasn't showing up, and Lesnar wasn't showing up. I was legit pissed. I went back in the, oh, I can't wait for Lesnar to be gone. And it looks like he may be gone. You know, I'm actually going to be shocked if he gets signed again, because I think he's kind of like where Dolph Ziggler was a few weeks ago, already 3/4 of the way out the door. You know, and Paul Heyman even said it tonight. This may legit be the last time you see him on Raw. And the crowd popped. It's like, yeah, get the hell out of here. We want a champ. Whether you love or hate Reigns, we need a champ that's going to be there besides The Miz. And I love The Miz. And I love the fact that I feel, in my opinion, my professional opinion, I feel like The Miz has an absolute crap ton of cred right now because he knocks it out of the park. Love him or hate him, he knocks it out of the park every single week, either on the mic or in the ring, and he carries that championship like it is the championship on Raw. And that's how you should carry your championship if you're a champion on said brand. And The Miz is doing that. And that's what I felt like when I met him. When I met The Miz, he acts like he's WWE champion. And I mean that in a very positive way. He presents himself as, I'm the champion. And he has this, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I was just marking out a lot when I met him. But when I met The Miz, and he put that Intercontinental Championship on my shoulder, I legit couldn't talk. He's like, do you want to hold it? I was just kind of like, eh? You know, I just... I became Homer Simpson. Even with a few hairs sticking out of my head. It's perfect. So yeah, I've got mad respect for The Miz, and meeting him, I feel that even more now, because I feel what he portrays is legit. He's got pride in what he does, and he's the guy that they send to a million different places for press to represent the company, and he does it well. And Reigns is also that guy. Love him or hate him. And I feel like he legit should win on Sunday. Because I want someone to hold that championship every week and at least be there. I'm not saying the champ has to wrestle every week. I'm not saying that. Or defend it every week. You know, that's a little crazy. You don't have to do that. Some guys want to do that. They want to get out there every week, defend the championship. Well, like the United States Open Challenge. That was cool. Not every single guy has to do that. You know? Orton ain't doing that. Orton's been around long enough. He's like, I ain't doing that shit. Are you kidding me? It just put the strap on me. It looks good. I'll hold it. It's all legit. Whatever. But as far as Lesnar and Reigns, and I got to go back and look at the match that they had before Rollins came down. Because I think that's what a lot of people only remember is when Rollins came down and won the belt. And that was also in the Superdome in New Orleans. So the fact that we're back in New Orleans is Lesnar versus Reigns, and they're in the ring again. There's no cash in. There's no dude with the belt because that's been out the window a long time ago for whatever reason. Baron Baron Corbin lost it, and they just weren't feeling it with him. I never heard like a legit reason why. Oh, this is why they did it. I think it was all just speculation that I've heard. But anyways, so Reigns and Lesnar are finally getting that match, and I'm looking forward to it because I legit can't stand Lesnar anymore. I want him. He's 2 feet out the door. Good, gone, bye, see ya. Go make some more babies up in Canada. I can't stand you. It's like if you're going to show up, a few weeks every year and they're going to give you a championship, that's you've done that way too much. It's ridiculous. You've done that for the last year. Fans legit hate you now. Can't wait for you to be gone. Just be gone. It's like when he left before, I didn't want him to go. I didn't want Goldberg to go. But they both left for greener pastures. It was what it was back then. But now I'm to the point where it's like, yeah, can't wait for Lesnar to go. So, yeah, I want to see Roman win this. So I'm going to say Roman wins this. Love him or hate him. He's best for business. Oh, that's going to piss off some people. Reigns wins, LOL. Now let's get to what I felt was the biggest fail of the episode tonight. I didn't care about the rest of it. I legit did not care about the rest of it. I told my wife at dinner time, I said, this is the one thing I want to see tonight. If I see this tonight, it's all gravy. It's all good. I wanted to see Taker show up on the bike, roll down to the ring, everybody. I wanted to see everybody in wherever they were tonight. What was it? Hotlanta. I wanted to see everybody in Hotlanta absolutely lose their wig. Just lose their mind. Flip their wig. Whatever they, however you want to express that. Lose their mind, flip their wig, whatever. And I was sitting in my easy chair waiting for that moment tonight. Oh, Cena's up next. Great. Let's do this. Of course, I wanted old school Cena to show up, chain gang style, just like it was when he wrestled the big dog before. You look at some of those old segments from 2003. Oh my God. If you're sick of them calling Reigns big dog, they called Taker. I watched a few of those from back then because that's when those two really did face off before. They called Taker big dog back then. As much, if not more. Just fun fact for you there. But I wanted to see Taker show up tonight. Roll down. What I did not want to see, assuming he was going to show up tonight, I did not want to see something pop up on the screen. Lightning, clouds, a rev of the engine, him rolling his eyes in the back of his head with a stupid all up in the camera. Live via satellite from hell. I did not want to see that. I wanted him at wherever they were at. Enter name of arena. And when John Cena, 4 weeks in a row now, John Cena made you want to, maybe he didn't, me personally, and everybody in attendance at least, wanted Taker there. Some form of Taker. Could have been redheaded stepchild Taker from the early 80s. Managed by Teddy Long. Remember that? Oof, that's old school Taker. Maybe it wasn't early 80s. Mid to late 80s. Something like that. But anyways. That's old school. Yeah. Before he was the dead man. Yeah, I wanted to see that tonight, and we didn't get it. And when we didn't get it, and John just tossed his mic and exited the ring, I was like, okay, now hit. I'm waiting for, wheels to be spinning, hearing tires screech, to see cameramen running in the back. Oh my God, who's showing up? Who is this? Motorcycle running over people. People trying to stop him, getting in his way. And you can't tell who it is. It's just tires and a lot of smoke. And then he shows up at the top of the stage, busting through part of the whatever. I was waiting for something big like this is Mania. Sometimes I wish for a little too much. But that would have been, great. Some big spectacle. Oh my God, he's here. It's not rocket science, folks. This is Mania week. The go-home show. Cena's not going to be on SmackDown. If he was on both, then I'd say, okay, we have a 1% chance of Cena being on SmackDown and Taker showing up on SmackDown. No, folks, we don't have time for that. We have a 2-hour show that we have to cram all the BS in there between Shinsuke and Orton and everything else. No Taker. Do I think he's going to show up? Absolutely at Mania. Yes. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to get Cena sitting all of a sudden randomly sitting in the front row with a big tub of popcorn with a dumbass look on his face and his hat on, like a kid in a candy store, like, hey, I'm at WrestleMania. Look, here's my ticket. Here's my ticket. And all of a sudden he comes down the ramp and everybody's loses their shit. I don't know how they're going to do it. Am I still going to be excited to see Taker? Yes. Do I love him? Yes. Am I excited to see Taker versus Cena? Sure. But we needed something tonight. After 4 weeks, and fans legit losing their ever-loving mind tonight. And then when nothing happened, they booed. They booed The Undertaker for not showing up. That says something. If I was the fan that was live in the audience, I'd be like, I want my money back. I don't care about the rest of it. I came to see Taker roll down to the ring. Doesn't have to say a goddamn word. Get in the ring. Whip off his bandana, his shades, his trench, whatever. His assless, what do they call those? Chaps. Assless chaps. Don't care. Like HBK. Cue the HBK music. Oh, shnikes. This is why he doesn't drink beer live anymore. Just having fun. Doesn't have to say a word. Takes off the shades. Looks at him. Looks at the sign. Points. Big pointing contest at the sign. I don't care. Taker should have been there. Period. End of subject. If that happens, that'd be great. What, John Cena sitting in the front row with a big tub of popcorn, waving his ticket, looking like a dumbass? And then Renee Young goes up to him with the microphone, and he's got a mouthful of popcorn, and then Renee Young gets run over by the Undertaker. I don't know. And by that point, yeah, I'm going to be excited for it, but I'm legit and not going to care who wins or loses. So I'm not even going to, out of my frustration for Taker not showing up tonight, I'm not going to pick a winner for that one. I'm leaving it. And that's it. Damn it. So there's my little vent, and I don't do that a lot on here, and I'm having fun doing this. I'm not legit screaming I try to keep it as fun as possible and not rant a lot, and just because I love talking about this stuff, So that's it for the Raw end of the WrestleMania card. That's all I'm doing tonight. Tomorrow night after SmackDown, I'll do SmackDown. And then, like I said at the beginning, there's plenty of other things I'm going to be watching this week. Might do Impact versus Lucha. Still haven't done any fantasy booking for that. Might do a little bit of that in the predictions. But I'm going to legit just honestly, this is probably going to be my favorite thing to watch this week, just because it's so unique and it's never been done before, and it's like two completely different universes going at it. It's just, it's special. I don't know how else to say it. House of Hardcore, the end of that tournament, that's going to be very fun. May do a show about that, but they do a lot of surprise stuff, so it's kind of hard to predict where that goes, but we'll see. I might do that. NXT legit might be the best show of the entire weekend. A lot of times it is. As far as like the bigger shows. So, and I haven't watched a lot of the episodes lately. I watched this last one where Lars came back and they started talking about who's all in the, what the hell is that? The North American Championship ladder match. That is going to be insane. Absolutely insane. I can't wait to see that. Ricochet, EC3, Lars, Sullivan, Adam Cole. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Velveteen Dream. Oh my God. How could you forget that guy? So yeah, there's a lot of great stuff going on this weekend. I'm going to cover as much of it as I can without losing my ever-loving mind. And then I'm going to take like a 6-month break. No, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. There is a lot of stuff I legit want to catch up on my TVR, though, that I just haven't been watching. Stuff that's been sitting on there for flipping ever, including The Walking Dead and like 10 other things on there. So not even going to get into that, though, on here. So, yeah, that's it for the Raw predictions. Let me know in the comments below if you're not watching this live, you're watching this after the fact. Who do you think is going to win at Mania? As far as what I talked about, the Raw end of WrestleMania 34 card. And yeah, thanks for watching. And there's plenty more where that came from. By all means, go check out the rest of the stuff on the channel if you so feel like. If you dig it, give it a like. If you really like it, give it a sub. And don't forget to ring that bell for notifications when you know when more of my content hits your screen. Thanks again for chiming in. And once again, we had a few trollistic people, and we just, you can just ignore them, and they eventually just go away like they did tonight. So, gotta love it. Like I say, the more you stick around here and more you do stuff, the more crazy stuff happens. And, well, I guess it's happening, folks. I've attracted some weirdos, but that's okay. Much love to everyone. Thank you for joining me. It keeps me on my toes and keeps life interesting, to say the least. So, peace. We'll see you tomorrow night for the SmackDown end of WrestleMania 34 predictions. Have a good one.